Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball Card Breaks. Today is the I Got This edition, in which I would typically show you things that I got in the mail, but I have not received any new mail. So what I'm going to show you today are the stack of cards that I received on Sunday in a trade with Abraham, who is one of my subscribers. He came down to my store and we did a little wheeling and dealing, and I want to show you some of the things that I traded for. A lot of the stuff in here is fun things from my personal collection, but there are a couple of incredible gems that I picked up. One of the cards in a PSA 10, which it is not, granted, on eBay last week, it sold for $3,725. So I'm excited to show you what I got. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone we're just a couple of days away from the Thanksgiving contest, where I'm giving away this 1985 Topps Baseball rack pack. And so in this pack could possibly be a Mark McGwire rookie card, which is going for $2,000 to $2,300 on eBay in a PSA 10. A Roger Clemens rookie card, which is going for $600 to $800 in a PSA 10 on eBay. And a Kirby Puckett rookie card, which is going for $400 to $600 in a PSA 10 on eBay. All of those that I've mentioned, those prices were all in the last 2 weeks. So it's a chance to really, come away with a really good card in here. We will be opening this on Thanksgiving, and I just want to show you who's on the wheel so far. So I'm going to move this over here, and you'll see my little spinny wheel. So if you see your name, that means you are currently entered in the contest. If you don't, what you need to do is you need to go to my comments section below on this video, and in the comments section will be the link to the video in which you'll get the instructions on how to enter this contest. And how it really breaks down is that you have to be a subscriber naturally, you have to like the video, and you also have to leave in the comments what your favorite ballpark food is. So, like for me, it's the garlic fries at Pac Bell Stadium. I don't think it's called Pac Bell anymore, but so anyway, that's all you have to do. It's really simple. You'll get a chance to get in on this rack pack. And also, I want to remind everyone that once you're a subscriber, I will automatically enter you into every giveaway contest that I do. So you don't have to jump through hoops every single time. It's just a one-time thing, unless you want to answer the questions that I have. So anyway, so we're going to put this away. And tomorrow is Time Travel Tuesday. And so Abraham gave me this Fleer 91 baseball to open. It's a whole box of it. And so I'm going to be opening this tomorrow, and then what I open, I'm going to give back to Abraham. So thank you to Abraham for donating this for the video for tomorrow. So let me show you what I've got. Again, a lot of this stuff is going to be for my personal collection, and there is definitely going to be stuff that I'm going to try to resell. And so you may be able to find these items on my Mercari page, which is Brainiac Baseball Card Breaks. That's the name of it on Mercari as well. And the link is always below in the description. So you can always check to see what I found in my openings and ripping packs, and maybe some of that stuff ends up there. So I guess I'm going to set this down right here. So first of all, as a Detroit sports fan, I got this great Detroit Red Wings team card. I believe this is from 1973. No, 74, 75. And it has Mickey Redmond on there, who is a Detroit legend. He does the announcing for the Red Wings games. And he owns his own travel company in Detroit. And I've definitely taken Mickey Redmond travel to Toronto to go see Red Wings and Toronto Maple Leafs games. So also you have the legend Marcel Dion on there too. And he's in the Hall of Fame. I love how they used the same picture, but just kind of blew it up a little bit. So anyway, these rough shape, but again, this is mostly for my personal collection. Let me try to change the lighting so we don't have so much reflection. So we'll go through these quickly. There's a J. Bob Kelly for the Penguins. I really hope his name is Jimmy Bob. That would make me really happy. I have no idea. I didn't look it up. But Jimmy Bob here is, this is from 74, 75 as well. This is in terrible condition, but I love this card. This is a Keith Magnuson Blackhawks card. This is from 1971, 72. 71 was the year I was born, and you can see it's in terrible shape. But, I love the old Blackhawk logo and the design of these cards. If you're a baseball fan, you'll know that in 72 is when they started getting like psychedelic. And so you can almost see some of that change with the hockey cards here with Topps. And then I got this guy for the North Stars, Roland Erickson. And then I got these three cards here, which are from 72, 73. And Yvonne Cournoyer is in the Hall of Fame. It's got a big crease down the middle, but I still thought it was pretty cool. This guy, Jean Rettel. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there was an Ed Giacomin card in there. He's in the Hall of Fame. I was super excited because it's not in that bad shape. And then I turned it over and someone drew a tire on the back and colored it in. I was like, no, that sucks. I mean, this is a Hall of Fame goaltender, but unfortunately, it's got some damage to the back, and that's gonna make it just basically just personal, for my personal collection. So here's a couple guys. This guy here. These are from 73, 74. Don Marcotte and Ron Schock. Loving the old sweaters, right? The old jerseys from the 70s. Then we have this collection here, which is from 75, 76. And there's a few of these. Don Kozak, Dennis Kearns from the Canucks, Eric Vale from the Flames, Brian Hextall from my Detroit Red Wings, Ron Lowe, Capitals goaltender. And then there's a quarterfinals card here of Montreal. I think this is Guy Lafleur, but I'm not entirely sure. I tried to look it up. I couldn't find any definitive answers. And then, of course, the great Marcel Dion, which I mentioned before. He was a Detroit Red Wing. You saw it in the first card. So this would have been the year that he was traded to the Kings. I believe it's the first year of the Kings' existence. I could be wrong about that. But at any rate, so that's a great Hall of Famer right there. So those are the hockey cards that I picked up from Abraham. And now I'll show you some football cards. And these, again, most of these from my personal collection. We got a 1976 receivers. Lydell Mitchell is pretty famous, and Chuck Foreman was a running back. And what I loved about this card, looking at the back, is look at they do it by receptions. 60 receptions led the league in the AFC and 73 in the NFC. I mean, now that's like, 8 games maybe? Half a season? Maybe 9 games a player has that? So it just kind of blows me away to see, the difference in generations of football. And now I live in El Paso. So what I was mostly looking for from Abraham are Dallas Cowboy cards. And so here's one from the NFC semifinals with Roger Staubach. So like these I can resell in my shop. I mean, maybe only for $1 or $2, but nothing major. But in the short time my store has been open, the Dallas Cowboy sales have been the one thing that I've been able to turn over quite a bit. So, and then a bunch of Lions, like here's Paul Namoff. He's in the Detroit Lions Hall of Fame. Altie Taylor, pretty famous running back. Ron Jesse, don't know who that is really. Here's a cowboy. Here's Rayfield Wright. And another cowboy, Dave Edwards. Errol Mann from the Lions, Hall of Famer, kicker. I think he also was a quarterback at some point too. And then Greg Landry, probably the best Lions quarterback, with the exception of maybe Gary Danielson, until Matt Stafford came along. So I've always been a big Greg Landry fan. This curly-haired blonde guy, Billy Parks for the Cowboys, wide receiver. Here's another Greg Landry card. And here's one of Rockne Freitas. Rockne Freitas, I believe, was the first Mexican-born player to play in the NFL. So just pointing that out. Also take a look at his the injuries on his forehead from wearing the helmet. So it tells you how tough those players had to be back in the day. Marlon Briscoe for my Lions. John Morris, pretty famous center back in his day. Linebacker D.D. Lewis, not sure who that is, but pretty good looking card for the Cowboys. This one's in rough shape, but it's Hall of Famer George Blanda. I think he played into his mid to late 40s as a kicker. So for the Raiders. And Paul Krause, Hall of Famer. At one point, he held the career interceptions record until maybe like the 90s. I think Ronnie Lott probably passed him up. I'm not entirely sure, but I do remember him being the all-time leader at one point, and he's a Hall of Famer. And look at this, Bob Hayes, great Cowboys wide receiver, pretty famous guy. Robert Newhouse, this is his rookie card for the Cowboys. This is becoming kind of my era of remembering the NFL, and I definitely remember Robert Newhouse being a big deal for the Cowboys. This might be the best card for the football cards that I picked. It's one of Lynn Swan in the 1974 highlights. I looked it up on eBay. It's kind of in rough shape, but it's going for a pretty good price in good quality. This is probably a 3 or a 4, but still a really great card. I'm glad to have it. Here's Hall of Famer Charlie Taylor, wide receiver for the Washington football team. And, awesome looking card there. And then this card, not worth a ton, but Jake Scott, Super Bowl MVP, and recently passed away just about a week ago. And he was part of the, this is his rookie card as well. And he was, part of the Miami Super Bowl team. And, pretty famous guy. He recently just died from a fall. He was 76 years old. So when I saw this card, and actually the color is just perfect, but the corners are rough and it's a little bit dirty, but again, that's probably more for my personal collection. And then here's a great cornerback, Ken Riley for the Bengals. This is his rookie card. So pretty excited about that one. Couldn't pass that up. And again, almost like reasonably good shape. Corners are not that bad. So pretty happy about that card. And then Herman Moore, Detroit Lions wide receiver. This is his rookie card. And I picked up this one because I got the Brett Favre rookie card from Abraham, which is what started this whole concept of doing a trade. If you saw my 1991 Upper Deck football opening, the Brett Favre card was what I was looking for. And of course I didn't pull it, but Abraham had the Pacific Brett Favre card. And so this is a great addition to my collection. Not worth a ton, but just a card I really wanted, and I'm glad I got it. So next up, I'm going to show you baseball. And there's some nice stuff in here. So to start with, I just picked up he had just bought a box of 2020 Topps update. And so I just took this, Ronald Acuna from him, not a big deal. And then here's Rusty Staub's Topps traded from 1975. La Grande Orange comes from Montreal to Detroit. I'm a big Rusty Staub fan. He passed away earlier this year. He was a really good Detroit Tiger and kind of played for us through the transition from the terrible 70s Tigers to the beginning of our young Tigers core going into the World Series. So he played with Trammell and Whitaker and Lance Parrish and Jack Morris and Petrie and Dave Rozema. So a lot of those players. So I'm a big fan of his. This is just a Steve Renko card, not a big deal. I just like the colors. It's in rough shape. If you follow my Brainiac Baseball 1980 Detroit Tigers season replay series that I'm doing, you'll know that Steve Renko is on the Red Sox in 1980. So we faced him quite a bit, and so I just pulled this one because I liked it. So these next few cards are in really bad shape, but I just wanted to have them anyway. Here's a 1975 World Series card of the Cincinnati Reds. This is the Sparky Anderson Reds, Big Red Machine. First time winning since 1940, and this really started a good run for them in the mid to late 70s. And then Sparky left the Reds in 79 to come to Detroit in 1980, and then he led us to the World Series in 84. And then here's an Austin Meadows. I'm just a big fan of Austin Meadows, so just a regular old card there. Here's a Jim Palmer Victory Leaders card with Randy Jones of the Padres. Randy Jones Cy Young Award this year. I believe he won 20-something games. What was it? 22 games for a terrible, terrible Padres team. So take a look at some Jerry Koosman winning 21. This is back in the day when pitchers threw complete games like every start. So it was a little bit easier to get those 20 wins. And here's a batting champ, Tony Oliva, later in his career. And then, oh man, this made me sad to see. But here's a couple Nolan Ryan cards that are just in terrible, terrible shape. But, I mean, you can't pass up a Nolan Ryan card. Look how young he is. Cards are really rough. Everyone has probably seen the 74 highlight card. This one, which is, worth a pretty decent amount of money in good shape. But this is bad. Fans 300, third year in a row. So good job by him. And then, oh gosh, I almost cried when I saw this Jim Rice rookie card. Awesome card. Just, totally destroyed. Off center by a ton. But Hall of Famer Jim Rice. And, I cannot have a Jim Rice rookie card in my collection. I don't actually have one in any condition. So, this is just something I'm going to toss into my collection. And this is probably the nicest looking card of all the cards that I picked up that are older. This Reggie Jackson 1979 card in really great shape. Of course, this was a double print, so it's not worth a ton, but it's awesome looking, and I might turn around and sell this one. You might find this one on my Mercari site. And then we have all these great 1975 cards. I have a lot of these already, but I was surprised by some of them that he had. Here's a Johnny Bench and Richie Allen, also known as a Dick Allen, most valuable player card. And then here's a Reggie and Pete Rose, kind of rough shape. It's like someone had scribbled on it or scratched on it there. And then I was like, oh, wow, here's a Willie Mays one with Zolio Rosales. These were, MVPs from 1965. And then the Mick, 1962. Bad shape, but I mean, this card is awesome. And the one interesting fact about this card is, although Maury Wills was the MVP this year, I think he stole 108 bases. He didn't even have a baseball card that year. This is a manufactured looking card from Topps just to represent the player. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I got this really nice Ron Santo 1971 card in pretty decent shape. Hall of Famer, passed away a few years ago. And he was posthumously added to the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. And not a bad card. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. And I was born in 1971, so this collection is, important to me, and I didn't have this one, so fantastic. So let's get to the good stuff, the really good stuff. So I'm not much of a basketball guy, but he had some great cards that he was willing to part with in the deal, and I really had to give up some good stuff to get it. But even after I show you these cards, I still have the best ones to show you. So here is a 1974-75 Dave Bing Pistons card. Again, I'm from Detroit. Dave Bing eventually became the mayor of Detroit, and this card is in rough shape. You can see the corners, but it's awesome. I love it. I'm glad to have it in my card. I love however they may have created this, in 1974-75. It's pretty cool. All right. Then we also have Elvin Hayes, All-Star, from the Washington Bullets, now the Washington Wizards. Not a terrible looking card, but rounded corners. And then we have the great Pat Riley, Hall of Fame coach, played for many years for the Lakers, of course, coached the Lakers, The Late Show, coached the Knicks, coached Miami to the championship. And I believe now he's in the front office of Miami Heat. So this card is in really bad shape. But I love it, and I couldn't pass it up. And then the great John Havlicek for the Celtics, Hall of Famer. Terrible shape. A lot of these cards will be on my Mercari to turn around, try to sell them. Even in this condition, these cards have some value. So if they interest you, make sure you take a look. This one is in awesome shape. Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson. This is in the middle of his career, so toward the end, really, for the Milwaukee Bucks. Card is actually pretty sharp. A couple corners are dinged, but all in all, awesome looking. And then this one, oh gosh, I wish it was in good shape. But we got the logo, Jerry West, for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a 71-72 card, and it's in really bad shape. But, he's sporting the short shorts, got the wristband, look at the high socks, Converse, high tops, I guess those probably are. And, that's just amazingly cool card. Big fan of that. So pretty awesome. So let me show you the last two. These were the ones that I really had to wheel and deal with. The first card I'm going to show you here is an autograph card from the Bowman Mega Box. And it's of Detroit Tigers first round pick, Riley Green. Love this card. This will go into my personal collection. I'm not opposed to turning it around and maybe selling it, but I do have it on Mercari for an insanely big price. So if someone made me an offer on it, I couldn't refuse, then maybe I would get rid of it. But otherwise, glad to have it in my collection. Him and Spencer Torkelson, as far as hitters, mean a great deal to the future of my team. And so I'm glad to have that in my collection. But this next card I'm going to show you is the coup de grace. It's the card that's going for almost $4,000 on eBay in a PSA 10. And again, it's not a PSA 10. It's probably a 3. But still, a really great card. And I do have it on my Mercari site as well. I will have this in my store, my physical store. And this is the rookie card of San Antonio Spurs Hall of Famer George Gervin. George Gervin, longtime San Antonio Spurs player, played forward. This is his rookie card. It's actually in pretty decent shape, with the exception of the corners. No creases, just some dinged corners. The edges are ruffled a little bit. The back is in pretty good shape. Obviously, it's off center, left to right. Top to bottom. But all in all, a pretty sweet looking card, and super excited to get this from Abraham. So I thank him very much. I had to give up a lot to get it, but It's just a magnificent card. I didn't even know what it really was until I wanted to try to make sure I was giving him a fair deal. And I looked it up on eBay and I saw that it was actually his rookie card. I didn't know that. And that sort of changed the dynamics of the trade. And as a person who believes in being fair, I couldn't just, swipe it from him and not give him proper value. So at any rate, this is, probably the most exciting card I've seen that I've picked up personally in quite a while. And so I'm turning it around, offering it on my Mercari site. Check it out if this interests you or any of the cards that I've shown so far. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to get in on the contest. It'll be down in the description, and then we'll be coming back tomorrow to do the Flair 91 box break. I may not do all the cards. Flair 91 is not one of my favorite years or styles. It's probably the worst and ugliest of the cards that were in that era, but it'll be fun to go through them and see some of the old Hall of Famers from that era. So until tomorrow, thank you everybody for tuning in, and have a good night.